And you can already see people poking fun at Polium's attempt to pass off their logo as original with posts like this. So you're looking for a new original logo that doesn't look like a GameCube logo? Say no more. I can help you with that. And here it is, Polium with the not PlayStation logo. Polium then addresses concerns that this console won't have proper games.
So good. The thing that you should be thinking about is how are you going to develop a skill that will make people give you money to perform that skill? Whether that skill is or writing a program, it doesn't matter. You need to be developing a skill. Being at the career fair? Yeah, it was at the back of the building. And that's like that's the after party career fair. And anyway, what I'm trying to say here is this. Oh my god. 3 steps. Yeah, that took 2 minutes. It's just Nintendo's lawyers can't wait. Bro, I bet Nintendo's lawyers don't even know about this. They're never going to hear about this because it's got 3 likes on Twitter.
There's no
traction.
traction.
Don't give a fuck. This is never going to go anywhere. Nobody gives a shit. There's probably 3 or 4
There's probably
dumbasses.
a few.
People can't be this dumb by themselves. And then you bring in
So they're trying to create a Web3 gaming console that's going to be the future of gaming. And they're going to go straight to the moon. They don't want to take any pre-orders or funding before there's a prototype ready. Oh, good. So this console called Polium, literally ripping off the Nintendo GameCube logo. This is not going to go anywhere.
And putting them side by side right here, you can see that it's not a subtle similarity. It's very much just a direct ripoff, except for some minor differences, like the color being changed, the corners being rounded off, and the shape being more of a P than a G. The console will have games, and exclusive games. We are currently in talks with different Web3 game developers.
Well, that doesn't really fill me with a lot of confidence, does it?
I'm so glad that you're in talks for games that nobody cares about.
Plenty of folks have similar expectations. Here we have one Twitter user saying, can't wait for some cheap-ass Unity games where I can spend all my money during gameplay. They then talk about a roadmap that they have in store for this console. We'll take a look at that in a bit. It's quite hilarious.
Oh
and then
my
they
God.
close off by marketing their Discord in the hopes that people will join in and engage in this scam-infested bubble. Polium also emphasized in a separate tweet that a new logo is underway after backlash surrounding their completely ripping off the
new logo's underway. Blush.
Okay,
How about this
that's
one,
a good
clown?
one. Somebody probably told them, they're like, listen, bro, Nintendo's pretty big. It's just probably not in your best interest. So
Probably
we
not
actually
a
had
good
this
idea.
problem with OTK. We thought about calling OTK Prime.
No.
And we talked to a law firm about this.
And they said no.
And they were like, so have you ever heard of Amazon Prime? Have you ever heard of Prime Gaming? And we're like, yeah. They're like, well, this is different. They're like, okay, so let me explain something to you, all right? So Amazon is really, really big.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah? And they're like, so that means this is not a good name to use. You don't want to use this name. Okay.
Smart.
All right, that's fine. That's fine.
We'll come up with something else.
It's not going to happen. Yeah, it's different. Yeah, that's all it was, man. He said he could. He said he couldn't do Prime as a name for OTK. Yeah, because we talked to a law firm about it, and they were like, guys. Yeah, I mean, it's Amazon, man.
Yeah, don't
Cute
poke
logo.
the bear.
And you can see just how many people are poking fun at this company nobody's taking seriously. How about this one? Just the picture of a
Good
clown
enough.
face.
Building the products and
Nintendo
infrastructure for
64
Web3
logo,
gaming.
Tostitos, PlayStation.
Okay.
This all kind of reminds me of that whole situation with Glory Hero NFT Wars, whose logo looks something like this, which is basically a direct ripoff of the Paladin Strike logo with just the letter ripoff of the Paladin Strike logo with just the letters swapped around, but the design you can see is pretty much damn near identical.
Yeah, you can't spell NFT without a lack of creativity.
Not fucking
like, this
trying.
is the thing. NFT, no fucking talent. Yeah.
No fucking talent.
And beyond that, Glory Hero also copies Heroes, just rips assets directly from Paladins, changes some design elements around to try to make it unique. It's very much that whole, just changing the whole look a little bit and submit it as original type of situation. Like this hero highlighted on the front page is straight up just a copy of Paladin's ROM hero, whose concept art looks something like this. This is yet another company that's focused on Web 3.0, on metaverse, on NFTs, on blockchain, whose first instinct was to steal from somebody else. Paladin's developer Hi-Res Studios was quick to act, pursuing legal action.
Oh my god.
Glory Hero NFT Wars try to play it off as them taking inspiration.
Our game art does learn from many game companies. If our skin design is 90% similar to yours, please point it out to us for confirmation. Thank you.
Oh my god.
He already
You're so
did.
full of it.
How stupid are you? Again, they're so stupid.
It was very clear that they just directly ripped off Paladins, especially when Hi-Res Studio CEO pointed out that in one of their assets, they literally forgot to take out the Paladins.
Okay.
Oh no.
I was 99% sure before. Now I'm 100% sure. The best part about that is
we're just really big fans of Paladins. We added this asset in as a homage.
Spike logo from the image. They replaced this one with Glory Hero NFT Wars, but they didn't notice that this right here just straight up says Paladins and confirms that they directly ripped assets off of Hi-Res Studios. Even with hard evidence, Glory Hero continued to pretend like they're being accused of plagiarism.
Well, that's the first time that they've created anything of value.
Wow.
That sheet of paper is worth more than any of the NFTs that it creates.
But didn't actually engage in plagiarism. And then not long after, Glory Hero NFT Wars announced that they're transitioning from Web 2.0 game studio to NFT game track. Basically, Web 3.0 metaverse NFT stuff, just tripling down on that. A match made in heaven with Polium. No doubt those two are going to engage in some serious talks.
Why did we go from Web 2.0 to NFT games? So that we could be on a decentralized platform and avoid regulation.
Which is utterly hilarious. The next-gen console for Web3 gaming, 4K Ultra HD.
Wow.
Touch ID.
Wow.
This is an Apple technology and trademark, so unless they're trying to be sued by one of the biggest corporations in the world, there's no way that...
I did not fucking know that.
Yeah.
I actually didn't fucking know that. Holy shit. How can you be so stupid?
Because you're delusional?
And the worst thing about it, like, I actually don't think that the people that are making these projects are the bad guys, or the ones that I really dislike. Bruh,
they're just trying to do a job.
They're just trying to finesse a few idiots out of their money. What's wrong with that? You know, it's fine. They're just selling some snake oil. Well, not really snake oil, but it's...
I thought he meant, like, the ones who are hired by the idea people. But yes,
I really fucking...
snake oil salesman.
I really place the blame in is the people that buy into it. The people that actually put their money into this.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy to me.
The fools who fund.
This console's going to have Touch ID. Now, it could very well be that this company thought that Touch ID was just a general term for fingerprint sensor.
No.
But even if that is the case, the fact that this company lacks such basic knowledge goes to show that they have no idea what they're doing. Either way, by having this up on their website and promoting their console as having this Touch ID feature that is an Apple trademark, they're already risking getting sued. Anyway, next up we got 8K HDR high dynamic range ray tracing up to 120 frames per second. Basically, they're promoting this console to be as powerful, if not more powerful, than PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. And we're talking about a console that, again, is not much bigger in terms of surface area and volume than a standard controller. This is just blatantly false marketing.
The kind of hardware necessary to fit in that form factor would cause this box to explode. There's no ventilation. You've made a few ridges to imply that there would be some air. You can't even fit more than, like, what, 20 millimeter fans? Like, there's the tiny little fans that are going to cool down all that hardware. You can't even fit all that in there. It would have to be extremely custom, and you could never maintain it. Once it breaks, if there's a fault anywhere, you just have to replace the whole thing, which I'm sure is what they want.
Yourself. Here is the concept of the dashboard that, again, only features metaverse.
That's
with hit games such as Other Side, Decentraland, High Street, Star Atlas, Axie Infinity, Guild of Guardians. What?
Stupid greedy boomers or rich boys using daddy's money. That's what it is. Honestly, that's what I really think it is. It is a bunch of mediocre, like, you know, like young adult guys that don't realize that they're mediocre losers, and they're looking for NFTs to set things right in the world.
I don't know about setting
and
things
No
right.
creativity,
and then the
no
website
talent,
presents
no
the ability
skills.
to use multiple programming languages to make games as some
Worthless.
kind of unique feature. Okay, sure. Polyam 1
Okay.
controller that is built for Web3 gaming. Again, Touch ID, which straight up is inviting a lawsuit. A wallet button, haptic feedback, headphone jack, sensitive touchpad, etc., etc. Then here's the roadmap that I was talking to you about for the console. 2021 idea, 2021 planning, and not a specific time of the year, just later in 2021 planning. 2022 console design, and then no year or month
It's like, okay, here, let me make it, all right?
So just very generalized. And then hopefully by 2024, we're ready for launch.
Make console,
Sell console.
sell console.
We did it. We made it. This is a sound, foolproof plan. All we need is your investment to make it happen. Clearly, this is all on the up and up, above board. All you have to do is trust the process. It just works.
Year, 2010, 2030, and selling console is all right. So that's pretty accurate, right? Yeah, seems good to me.
for the rest of these. Just
hardware
later
development,
on, sometime
software
hardware
development.
development. Then sometime after that, software development, followed by, last but not least, we have an FAQ section that hardly clearly answers any questions like, what will be the specs? We aim to build a high-performance console.
I have to see this.
That's all they say about that. The specs you see on the site are not confirmed until we have a functional prototype. So you straight up admit that the specs shown on the front page of this website are completely false, completely unconfirmed, and also just completely unfeasible in a box of this size. So why are you putting all these flashy buzzwords up on your website and generating...
Oh, I wonder why. Like, oh, man. Like, who could have ever guessed?
Nobody will click that far. Just make lots of nice graphics and animations, and it'll be a nice modern website, and people will invest. They'll think we're legitimate. I bet they didn't even hire like a proper web developer. I bet they just went on ThemeForest and bought some template website and just filled in their stuff. When it got to that little branch about, oh, how are we doing the planning? Just come up with enough terms that fit how many slots there are.
And then change around a little bit. If they can't even be honest about their freaking logo, do you expect that they're going to be honest about the functionalities of this console?
He's going to get left behind, yeah.
Yeah.
The whole idea that Web3 is the future and that this is all great for the consumers and for the players and that this is going to move games.
If you don't understand Web3, then you're clearly just missing out on a trend and you're going to be left behind. So either get with the program and invest now, or forever regret not pulling the trigger on this revolutionary idea. Like, that's the kind of pitch these people are going to sell.
And become in any way, shape, or form successful. A few delusional or brainwashed few might be all in on this.
Delusional and brainwashed.
What gaming is actually about, and nothing about the Polyam 1 console represents the best of gaming. It represents the worst of where corporations, gaming corporations, want gaming to be headed into.
Talentless losers that want to find some way to make money. That's it. That's
Pretty
all
much.
it comes down to. That's all there is to it.
Okay,
Get rich quick.
I'll be there to point and laugh. Or at the very least, that's one man's...
They'll get some investments. People will buy into this because they're delusional and brainwashed. But ultimately, they're going to get a bunch of money and funding. They're going to realize that long-term projections, there's no money to be made here. And they're going to bail out with the money that they got and field the few complainers who are saying, oh, I didn't get what I ordered. It's all happening on Web3, decentralized platform. So there's not going to be a way for any kind of government intervention to try and stop it from happening. That's the fear of Web3. You don't have the opportunity to conduct business that is going to be protected by any kind of law.
Let's look at a little bit more of the website. I want to see this. Idea, planning, design, develop it, function it, manufacture it, sell it. Boom, there it is. It's solved. Problem taken care of. There we go. Just the quick 1, 2, 3. Think of it, make it, sell it, boom, that's done. Microsoft, many companies are actively investing in the metaverse. Of course they're actively investing into the metaverse. The reason they're doing it is because it's a world that they can have complete autonomy and control over. It's a place where they can functionally become God. Just came back from Anime Expo. Yeah, I saw they're advertising metaverse and NFTs there also. Well, yeah, it's because, again, these people are looking to make money off of...
Yeah, there's a really big trend, and companies are obviously going to adapt and try to take advantage of a new market sector where they can capitalize. People will realize the potential harm that can come from it and won't adopt the technology, or will use it for more niche cases where there's no financial risk involved. And if they're actually planning to sell a gaming box in that form factor, the only way they could possibly achieve it is if they're planning to do game streaming, where the actual intensive hardware that's going to run the games is somewhere else remotely and is going to require a very strong internet connection. And ideally, those servers that are running those games are nearby so that there's low ping and you're not dealing with atrocious latency. But that would be misrepresenting what the product is, because they're claiming, oh, we're going to put NVIDIA CPU and NVIDIA GPU inside the box. Like, no, you're not. You're full of it.
A functional prototype. We are currently building a functional prototype. We will have a functional prototype in a few months. Estimated pre-order. Let me see. I don't know what this is going to pull up, so I want to make sure I have this open on the other screen, okay?
Just links to like a porn site.
Okay. I see. Oh my god. Look at this. Polyum Pass. The Polyum Pass will grant you access to the Polyum ecosystem, and you can make something
nice
that
animation.
looks like a 3D smartphone. Benefits: claim your Polyum 1 console on launch day. Get an airdrop. Stake your playable NFTs. Launch events. FAQ. What will the staking rewards be? What is a playables? A playables of 10,000 retro robots. A 10,000 collection of retro robots. How can people be so fucking stupid?
A 10,000 collection of retro robots on Ethereum network.
How is it possible?
What does that even mean?
I don't understand this. They are like, how can you? I mean, I just can't even fucking like.
Polyum 1 console for free. It's not free because you're buying it with this Polyum Pass. I hate how like misleading people try to be with Web3 technology.
I disagree. I think that what it's directed for are people just... Let me see if I can find a picture.
Not Crypto Land.
Crypto Land original. It's directed for people like this. These guys right here. Generic, boring, talentless. I think most of them are guys that they're selling this to. I think many of them are guys. Yep, NPCs. That's about it. And there are a lot of people out there. This is the American dream. To do nothing, to make a lot of money, and to make the money with the feeling that you earned it. That's all there is to it. The difference is that a lot of people know that this stuff is bullshit. The thing that you should be thinking about is, how are you going to develop a skill that will make people give you money to perform that skill? Whether that skill is or writing a program, it doesn't matter. You need to be developing a skill to where people will give you money. Figure out a way.
Do something meaningful with your life. Don't come up with a scam and hope that it works to a point where you believe that you're not scamming people. Because that's what this is. Delusional, just trying to sell yourself in a way that makes you seem legitimate when you clearly are not. It's so ridiculous. I feel so bad for anyone who gives them money, but at the same time I don't, because they're clearly fools.
Being at the career fair? Yeah, it was at the back of the building. And that's the after party career fair. And anyway, what I'm trying to say here is this, is that it can take these boring, talentless people that have no skills, no interests, and they just think that they should be in a better place in life than they're at. These generic, boring, skillless losers, and it will make them rich. That's why it's so powerful. That's why these things keep selling That's why people get excited about it. You're not one of the people that's like this. You're one of the people that sees that it's fucking stupid. You see it's ridiculous. You know that. So that's what the difference is. Like, these people think that it's, they think that they deserve it or something like that.
I just want to draw attention to the actual console look. How do we avoid copyright when designing our console buttons? Well, we'll point the arrows inward instead of outward. And then, instead of putting A, B, X, Y, we'll put B, A, Y, X.
And I don't mean like $110,000 a year.
Are you serious?
They believe that like working like physical labor is like unskilled, or that it's lower than like mental labor, right? Like being able to plan things out physically and build things.
I would argue it's the opposite. Like it's a lower it takes
form.
more
in high
skill.
School, like they think it's demeaning. Like in high school, did you guys ever kind of get that vibe from what teachers would tell you? Because I did. Like I certainly did. I don't know if it's like that everywhere else, but yes, I did, exactly. And so meanwhile, the fucking people that are giving you that vibe are these.
A lot of people in authority in schools would have you think that if you don't apply yourself in school and learn all the subjects we're trying to teach you, then you're just going to end up being a construction worker and probably be really successful and make a lot of money as a general contractor.
It's just so absolutely fucking silly to me that that people think like that. An electrician makes, what's this here, double what I make? I'm a software engineer? Yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
I'm not surprised. Exactly. Electricians are ultra skilled. Exactly. Yeah, they really know what they're talking about. I find it to be one of the most harmful memes in society nowadays, and I think that this is becoming less the case, but it's still very prevalent, especially with younger people, that working a trade or working something that there involves like a physical element to it is somehow lesser than working a white-collar job. I completely think this is ridiculous, and I think now as things become more transparent and you see how successful these people are who aren't doing that, you really get an idea of what's really going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a fact. Exactly. And like, it's not like, it's not bad. Like if you want to be a software engineer, you want to be like, you want to work a white collar job, you don't want to do that. Like, I'm not working out there with my hands. I'm not. Right. It doesn't mean that you should have to. Like, I'm not saying this is better or worse. What I'm saying is that this is
They're
not
equal,
inferior.
in my opinion.
It is not fundamentally inferior.
It's not inferior. They're equally respectable lines of work. The fact that there's more reward in doing those hard physical skill jobs makes sense to me. I'm not looking to make incredible amounts of money being a general contractor, because I know that it's also mentally very wearing. As a general contractor, you're constantly pursuing where you're going to find work because there are so many other general contractors that exist out there. And then for the jobs that you do, sometimes you have to get into some kind of legal action because someone isn't willing to pay because there's a misinterpretation of the terms and conditions of the contract that was laid out. I know general contractors, they go through a rough time. It's worth it if they're willing to tolerate and put up with all of that.
They have a problem and they are paying you to solve that problem. Mm-hmm. And that is the fundamental of how you make money and create value. Is you solve a problem that somebody else has. And sometimes you can solve problems that they didn't even know they had. Things like cars, the Henry Ford quote. If I asked people what they wanted, they would have said they wanted a faster horse. The fact is that there are times that you're solving a problem that people don't know that they have, and I think that's what these people believe with Web3. But the difference is that whenever cars came out, there were actually some people that were against cars. One of the arguments against cars was that if you got in a car drunk, you could hurt somebody, but if you got on a horse, the horse could lead you home, even if you were drunk. So It's not like this never happened. It's just that it was much more. It was much more of a value, obviously, pressing. Yeah, and so you can see this stuff very often. All I'm really trying to say here is that you can't rely on somebody else to be the person. You can't rely on them to. You can't put your fate in somebody else's hands and expect them not to drop it.
Right.
That's it. Do you see kind of what I'm saying?
Manifest your own destiny. Don't wait for someone to hand it to you, because even if someone does come along, they might fumble.
Yeah, exactly. It's a very big factor. Yeah, you can't rely on somebody else to have your best interests in mind. Sometimes you get lucky, but most of the time you don't. Realistic Sylvanas. Okay, what's realistic Sylvanas? God damn. They put a lot of fucking work into this. Oh my god.
Okay.
Okay. Finally. Finally, some quality content from Blizzard.
Calm down, guys.
Well, actually, this wasn't made by Blizzard. Never mind.
Yeah, no, it was not. This is clearly a big fan.
I'm impressed. I think this... I kind of don't like how Sylvanas looks in the cinematics. I think she looks kind of weird.
The face seems weird.
It's... what do y'all think? Step on me? Okay.
Oh my god, guys.
Okay, yep.
Just relax.
There we fucking go. What's bigger, booba? Yeah, I mean, listen, I agree with that. But overall, it does look good, I would say. Holy fuck, I'm ready. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't put her in the mall, right, guys? Come on. That's what happens when Akumas get technology. I mean, you're starting to see a lot of that, man. Like, it is insane what people do now with like fucking these like renders and stuff of people. Nathanos was right. Yeah, exactly.
Thanos was right.
Why is she look so much younger? I don't know. I feel like I think it could just be usually faces with things like this are probably the that's the thing that's designed in the worst way. Yeah, if she was designed as a Genshin waifu, she'd make $1 million. Yeah, that's true too. Absolutely. Pretty fucking good. I'm impressed, man. I'll link this to you guys. Give it a little bit of support, man. Younger, she's been...
Character artist Michael Mao revealed a realistic 3D model of Warcraft's Sylvanas Windrunner made in 3ds Max, ZBrush, Substance 3D Painter, and Marmoset tool bag. Cool. Well, anyway, so that Web3 console, ridiculous idea.